from 2026, everyone. Hello, Moodrock. How are you? Yes, Earth is going to be first today. Um, wow. I hope you guys had a great holiday. Um, and I hope you're also going to have a wonderful New Year's. I'm excited to have a very quiet and cozy New Year's in the mountains with another couple of friends and just be in a little cabin in the mountains. Maybe playing some board games, drinking some wine, and having some steak. That's going to be my New Year's. I'm very excited about it. Hello, hi, how are you? Um, so, we're going to get into what's going to be coming up for you guys in the first half of January 2026. A brand new year, a 1 year of the fire horse, which if you're on my newsletter, I went into more detail about that today. But I will put out a video on that either tomorrow or Wednesday. Just kind of outlining some key things that I think were really important to what we just went through in 2025 as the wood snake, and then also with the fire horse, what's kind of coming in and what the wood snake was really preparing us for. So, but we're looking into the beginning of this year, and I have to say we have a really good start to the new year, everyone. Hi, CPs, Bonnie, Jesse, Peach. Good to see you all. We actually have a really good start to the new year. So I'm happy to say that. The first half is quite nice. We have very strong beginning energy, like resets. With both Venus and Mars, but also we have our full moon in Cancer, which is a really beautiful full moon to kick off the new year with. It's one of the better full moons of 2026, so we're going to see it right away. Of course, tomorrow I'll be live with Mary Ducina, same time, just tomorrow, with her to go over more of the details. But with this full moon in Cancer that's going to be happening on the 3rd this weekend, we have the moon very close to Jupiter in Cancer. And so, Jupiter loves being in Cancer. It can be very benefic. It's a protector, it blesses. But before any of that, though, it is always about growth and expansion, right? And wanting to learn more, become more. And so there's something around that when it comes to your home life, your home, your family life, maybe something to do with the maternal line, either your mom, you being a mom, something of that nature. It can also have to do with very deep personal inner world, your personal inner world. It's also the zodiac sign where we feel really safe and secure, especially within our body. Okay, so our body is our soul's home, it's our soul's vessel. So all of those things are really coming up. And of course, with this particular full moon, the sun is obviously, it's in Capricorn, and it is sitting right between, very closely, 1 degree apart, Mars and Venus. So Mars and Venus are going to be going through their own cazimi shortly after this full moon. But with them being so close, and what's really lighting up this moon, what's shining the light to this moon in your Cancer house is really coming from Capricorn energy. So Capricorn is very much about responsibilities, it's your work ethic, it's your duties, it's your achievements, your goals, your career. Capricorn is about the systems that you put in place to protect remember, Capricorn Cancer axis is Cancer wants to feel safe and secure. It's usually like family, children, home life, that kind of thing. And Capricorn is making sure it's the responsible adult, it's a responsible parent, it's the systems that need to be in place to perhaps protect the children in Cancer. So it's really it's like what's kind of illuminating this are what new responsibilities or systems. And I say new just because both Mars and Venus, the planet of action and doing, as well as Venus, the planet of your values, of your money and your relationships. Okay, all of those are merging with the sun to shine light into your Cancer house of what has to happen here. So something is culminating this January, and it's likely going to be some kind of reward or blessing with Jupiter there. Something that really comes to full expression that you planted the seeds of back in July of this year. So, what was going on in your life in July that you planted those seeds and started that is now kind of really coming up for that full fruition? Hi, Stacy. Hi, Terry. So good to see you. Um, so with this full moon in Cancer, it's it's a really nice full moon. And so expect some kind of, depending on what house Cancer is for you, it's going to bring in some kind of expansion or reward or blessing for you that is kind of like a payoff. But as it's in the payoff, it's also reminding you of shortly after this full moon, we have Venus kissing the sun on the 6th, and then Mars going into Cazimi with the sun on the 9th. And so they're getting their reset. Venus and Mars are getting their reset in Capricorn. So this is why this new year is actually a great time for you guys to be setting New Year's resolutions or goals that you really want to achieve this year. Like, what are they? Like, I'll just share with you guys right off the top of my head. Like, one of the things that I really want to do this year is I want to take singing lessons, and I want to learn how to play the drums with a shamanic drum so I can use it in ceremony. And so that's one of my things, and I'm really kind of setting that through. The reason why this is so amazing is because Capricorn season, which is what we have every year when we have the new year, is a great time to set goals, things that you want to achieve, right? It's about like, okay, everyone's kind of more in a responsible era. We've just come out of Sagittarius season. The holiday season's kind of coming to a close. It's time to get down to business. And so anything to do with your money, your relationships, your values. And Venus also does rule beauty and artwork and things of that nature. So any kind of artistic expression, also gardening and things of that nature, all of those things, as well as Mars, which is your doing, your action, your willpower, your determination, the energy level of your physical body, your willingness to cut out certain things that just don't serve you, that are going to get in the way of your progress. That is all getting a reset. So for the next 2 years, Mars is going to be having this Capricorn theme. So whatever house Capricorn is for you, that is where your Mars is going to be focusing on for the next 2 years, and Venus for the next 18 months. So really important to take note of that, because that'll be a strong indicator for you. So for instance, as a Cancer rising, Capricorn is my 7th house. So a lot of my reset for my Venus and Mars is through my house of one-to-one relationships, partnerships, whether it's romantic, business, very important people, my clients, my audience, you guys, all that sort of thing. Okay. So that's where my Mars and Venus is getting its reset. And that will be the main theme of it over the next 18 months for Venus, 2 years for Mars. So that's going to be like really good. And of course, later on in the month, we've got more like resets. We're going to have more, like Mercury's going to reset with Mars. We're going to have a Mars Sun Cazimi, and then all of the planets are going to meet up with Pluto. Okay. One by one, like literally like one after the other every day in that last week of January. So Pluto is very much about power, but it's also about maybe needing to go through crisis in order to rebuild, right? It's that death and rebirth. And so, but of course, if something's dying, it needs to be rebuilt. Which brings me to a really important thing of why, when I put out my newsletter today, talking about the wood snake and the fire horse, just keep in mind that the fire horse is a very fast energy that we're going to be moving into for 2026. It's going to require you to move quickly, to act quickly. And it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to think about for a long time. It's going to be something you're going to know from your body. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities that present themselves to you, but you're going to have to, you don't just get to sit there and think about them, mull them over, come back to them over and over again. Like, these are going to be things that you have to really be ready to jump on. 2026 is a niche as a 1 year. It's an initiation year. So this is where we're completely getting a whole new start to everything. This is why 2025 has also been very difficult for a lot of us, myself included. And I'm going to go more into detail about that on my next video when I do talk more in detail about the fire horse and the wood snake. But when you're kind of going through this crisis, which especially with Pluto, every personal planet is going to meet Pluto this month. And that means that every personal part of you is going to go through this crisis moment or death and rebirth to, in essence, power you up. Okay. It's a new cycle when it comes to your transformation. It's a new cycle when it comes to how you rebirth yourself and use your power. And so one of the things that is so important to understand, that when you're getting it feels like you're getting broken down, right? Sometimes you're maybe going through an identity crisis, or you might be going through like a career crisis, a crisis of purpose, or family crisis, or money crisis, or health crisis, like whatever it is, okay, is that when you're being broken down, it's because Pluto wants you to become more powerful. Okay. It's always about finding more of your own internal resources. And in order to do that, you have to know how to calibrate that in your body, in your vessel, which is again why this full moon in Cancer kicking off this year is such a beautiful tone setter for 2026, of really understanding how important it is to hold what is Cancer, safety and security within your home. Your body is your soul's home. How do you create, manifest, build the security and safety without needing external validation of it already happening in your reality? Because it's really easy to feel safe and secure when your body's already healthy. It's really easy to feel safe and secure when you got a lot of money in your bank account and a constant paycheck coming in. It's really easy to feel safe and secure, okay, when you have the relationship that you've always wanted and everything's great. It's really easy until some of those things are taken away. Okay. So when those things are taken away, it becomes really hard to calibrate that level of safety and security within yourself before it can actually come in. And as we go through this spiritual up leveling, no matter where you are in your journey, you're constantly be going through upgrades and upgrades of going to that next level. And that next level is always going to ask for more from you, because you're going to need to have to hold more. And in order to hold more, your vessel has to feel safe and secure enough not to collapse under the expansion that Jupiter's trying to bring in for all of us, okay, with it being in Cancer. So this entire year, and even still going into the middle of the summer, okay, before Jupiter finally leaves Cancer and moves into Leo, is still doing that. Right now, Jupiter's inward. It's retrograde. So we're really having to look inward for this, which is one of the reasons why I'm holding Becoming the Medicine on January 7th for 8 weeks. It's an 8-week online portal where I'm going to help you to teach you how to build that medicine frequency, to hold expansion in your body, to hold whatever visions you're going to start to see from the medicine journeys, the journeys of creating the medicine frequency that we're going to be going on over the 8 weeks, to help your body calibrate and hold that longer. The reason why we become the medicine is because when you're in the medicine frequency, your body fully surrenders. It lets go. It feels safe enough to explore and be shown everything it's never known or what is possible without needing to retract, without saying, oh my God, I can't do that. Like this is why psychedelics are used to help you overcome the resistance that your body constantly is putting up to say, no, you can't, it's not safe to go there just yet. You don't know what you're in for. What are you going to see? Right. So when you're in the medicine frequency, you are already generating very safe and secure energy because you just don't give a shit anymore. You're like having a great time. It's like you're a child who's never known fear ever before. And that's the state, at least part of the state that we're going to be creating through becoming the medicine. So that starts January 7th. The link is in the description below for you guys to sign up. As soon as you sign up, you get instant access to Velocity Oracle to start using her. And then we're going to begin our meetups. So also the 3-day 180 retreat for any of you who are like, you know what, I'm just ready for change fast. I want it in 3 days. This retreat in Estes Park is going to be absolutely lit up with very powerful, intense energies that will hold dramatic change for you. It'll be done through the powerful ceremony of fire. And this will be on February 26th. We have 2 tickets left. If you would like to join me, the link is in the description below. Just fill out the form and I will get in touch with you. All right, guys, enough about that because we'll go into more details about this tomorrow on the podcast. So with all that being said, Earth signs, let's get into your reading. Okay. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to take a look at what's in store for you guys for the beginning of 2026, January, first half of January 2026. Let's get into it. Okay. What is the main theme and what is the potential? Okay, what is the potential challenge for my Earth signs? Okay, Earth signs. Let me just bring this in here. Your main theme of your reading is the sun. Okay, so this is yes energy. This is optimism. The sun also brings in vitality and vibrance. So there's something, Earth signs, that the beginning of the year is bringing back to life for you, it feels like. One of the reasons I say that is because your challenge is resin. So this is about, resin is a beautiful because it can kind of hold something in space and time, right? But sometimes we can get stuck there. So it feels like if something has been stuck, held back, delayed, or like it's just not getting the momentum or movement that you've been wanting, I feel like that might be all about to change for you. Of course, in order for that to happen, though, it's important for you to keep your eyes very open, your heart open, because the sun is bringing in some sort of clarity for you. Let me just go into the actual sun card here for a second. Yeah, expression, vitality, identity. So Earth signs, some of you may have been feeling like you've been going through a change in your own identity, different things about like how you've always known yourself to be. I know I certainly have as an Earth, like a Taurus sun. So each morning the sun graces the night sky, summoning the dawn. Such is the energy of the sun card. So with its arrival is an activation and a presence of vitality, of new beginnings. It is said the sun is linked to the hero archetype and the yang dynamic in Chinese alchemy. So through the sun's radiance, we are inclined to see ourselves fully and establish a sense of who we are. We gain confidence and clearer vision. In its light, we are assured that we too have an important role in the world. So the sun card certainly carries a risk if not kept in check. Remember, the sun never actually sets. It's the earth that pivots away. So assess whether it's time for you to awaken more fully or turn away and rest. So that's really important. Okay, so let's kind of see where this kind of takes us, earth signs. So what do we need to know, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, about the past? What do we need to know about the past for my earth signs? Okay, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Judgment card coming up. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Coming into the present energies for my earth signs, we have the Seven of Cups. Ooh, look at that, earth signs. In the heart of your spread, could anyone ask for a better card? We have the Empress in the heart of your spread. Let me just move these over. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Woo. The Two of Wands coming into the near future. What else do we have for the... Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, earth signs. Okay, we have two here. We have the Moonchild and the King of Wands coming out together. Overall energy. Ooh, overall energy, the Ten of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, this reading is for my earth signs. Like I said, if you have been going through it, okay, if you have been going through it, feeling the energy of stagnation and difficulty and stress and just feeling like, I don't know, like life is pinning you down, that is now coming to a close. There's a cycle of that is coming to an end. And it also, Five of Pentacles underneath it means it's tied to some kind of sense of lack or feeling like you're not enough or that you don't have enough, or for some of you it's about isolation and feeling really lonely and not part of a group. And so there's something around that that's finally turning around for you, earth signs. So in your past, you have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Judgment, and then the Four of Wands in reverse. So I'm seeing a lot of internal conflict going on. Like you're almost like at war within yourself. Okay. You could be at war with yourself. Look, when you're going through major changes, right? You're at war with the version of you that has to die and the version of you that's trying to come in. And the reason why you're at war is because your body, like I said, needs to feel safe. And of course, it's going to feel most safe with what it knows, which is the past. And so it takes time and it can feel really conflicting. And so you may have felt like there's either you're been internally, things have been feeling very dramatic for you, or there's been drama that maybe some of you have been creating drama around you. I don't know. But again, it's just more of an internal chaos. And then we have the Judgment card and the Four of Wands in reverse. And so with the Judgment card here, this is telling me too, like it feels, the first word that came to me when this card came out was reckoning. So it feels like you've almost been going through a reckoning, earth signs, but also like this is part of your spiritual path. Okay. There's something that's helping you get more aligned. When the Judgment card comes out, this is definitely something that helps you become more aligned with your spiritual path. And sometimes forces a decision, like there's or maybe it's some big changes that need to happen within your family or your home life. The Four of Wands sometimes can talk about very, very important relationships with you. Maybe it's a particular partner of yours, or but at the end of the day, though, this really is about either stabilizing very unstable contracts, trying to bring stabilization in where it's not. Something of that nature has been kind of going on here that you've been forced to face. Now, the Seven of Cups, the Empress, and the Queen of Cups are in your current energies, which is telling me you're going to have options in the first half of January, and you are going to feel very full and abundant. Okay, Earth signs, it's like, this, of course, for my Taurus and my Virgos, you know, this full moon in Cancer is sextiling you, right? So you are benefiting from, if there, for you guys, there likely might be some sort of opportunity that comes through this full moon that you're going to need to act upon. For my Capricorns, you know, like obviously you're very much in part of this full moon, and this is likely happening more in your partnership sector. That's really where the opportunities are coming. So, but what I'm seeing here though is like there are a lot of opportunities, options. You kind of get a choice, and you're feeling very abundant. With the Queen of Cups here though, like it's like really important to listen to your intuition. I also get though that you're going to feel very nurtured. You're going to feel very blessed and loved in this first half of January. For some of you, this might be about someone you deeply care about with the Queen of Cups here. That is part of this thing that's making you feel so full, so abundant. So perhaps even also the Empress brings in a lot of fertility energy. So this is a great time. Earth, it's the first half of January is a great time for you to be planting new seeds. You may want to plant multiple seeds with the Seven of Cups coming in, because things are shifting here for you. Now, especially coming into the near future, this trend is going to keep moving forward. We have the Two of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Moon Child and the King of Wands coming in. So with the Two of Wands, this is telling me you are coming to a fork in the road, right? Where you're likely going to be leaving a place of known to follow a new path. Like you've got to make a decision. There's a choice on the table here for you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this choice, this new fork in the road that you're coming to is going to finally bring in the change. Things are going to get better for you. They're going to start moving. Like I said, this resin here, it feels like the energy for you has been stuck. It's been stagnant. It hasn't been really going anywhere. All of that feels like January is going to put a lot of shit into motion for you. Now with the Moon Child here, that's a card that's unique to this actual deck. So let me just, I like the Moon Child's got to be about your intuition. And with the King of Wands here too, this is about like really taking action. Okay. Like from the highest, here we go. Moon Child. When this card shows up, it asks you to consider how you can cultivate your own sacred relationship with the moon. So we're talking about cycles, okay? But also your own intuition, your feminine energy. It functions as a great celestial doorway into new spaces and opportunities within you and around you to help you see beyond the limitations in your lived reality. So this is about really using the stars, the alignments as a celestial gateway for you to move into a higher level of your own execution, where how you take action, how you're showing up in a sense of leadership, okay? But also from a place of magnetism. Like this isn't taking action just to get things done. Like there's something very resourceful and magnetic in the energy that you're carrying. Like it's really important that you're pulling on energies that are much grander and more in tuned with the universe in a sense of its own cycles. Okay, so whatever you're kind of going through, you're going to be tapping into even bigger cycles than your current cycles that you're going through. So let's clarify and go into this a little deeper. All right, 10 of Swords. What do we need to know about this 10 of Swords for my earth signs? Okay, Yeah, we have the world coming up. You're definitely closing something out here, which we love, of course, at the beginning of the new year. And I see new seeds for sure being planted. We have the Page of Cups. So you have a dream coming true for you in the first half of January, something you've been hoping for, wishing for, something you may have even been visualizing for yourself, whether it's been in your meditations or your own spiritual practice. But there's been something that you've been stressing over, okay? You've been like agonizing. It's been deeply impacting you in a very mental way. So you've been under a lot of mental pressure here, Earth signs. And again, like I said, it's been affecting you either from a place of self-worth, financial, or even just you feeling left out, okay? Isolated, alone. And so what I'm seeing is a major accomplishment, an achievement coming in, likely with this full moon in Cancer or shortly thereafter when we have the blessings of the Venus Sun Cazimi in Capricorn, and then the Mars. Then the Mars and Venus meet, and then the Sun and Mars meet. Like we have so many new beginnings coming together. What is this Five of Wands in reverse? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Pentacles. So it looks like the energy that you've been going through that's been very internalized and very chaotic has felt very, for some of you, very new, very like, I don't know, old and new at the same time. Like you kind of been here before, but it's new for you in a sense you haven't experienced it in a long time. And it's also like you're kind of having to weigh options. You're kind of going back and forth and you're like, what do I do? And so it's like you're kind of ruminating, going back and forth, and you're kind of like trying things, right? Because the Page of Pentacles is always about trying to study or learn or try things, starting to build like new foundations. Trying to give something a new root, but it doesn't feel like it actually was taking root or that it was actually getting anywhere, because I am getting the energy here of like spinning wheels in the mud when I look at these cards. What's the Judgment card? Oof. Okay. Well, the Judgment card came in with a very heavy energy, the Tower, and then also the Hierophant in reverse. So what I'm getting here too is that there was likely, like you've been going through what feels like a little bit of a dark night of the soul, that is also very much a spiritual awakening. It feels like you are going through something that traditional things to solve it are not working for you. And it does feel like something has, like the rug's been pulled out from underneath you, or part of your life feels like it's blown up in some way, or it's falling apart. And that has brought in a sense of reckoning or need to make a very important decision in your life with a Judgment card. Again, it's also bringing in deep spiritual awareness of like, whatever this is that's been happening to you, it's been happening to course correct in some way to get you more aligned with your purpose and your dharma. What is the Four of Wands in reverse? Well, there we go. The Judgment card again. Okay, so we have the Judgment card coming up on your Four of Wands in reverse. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like you may have needed to, some of you may have been looking for new work or new ways to make money. This may have been something where also the Judgment card can feel like something that's coming back around, like it's getting like a second chance. Sometimes the Judgment card brings in second chances. So this could have been something that used to have a foundation and now you're bringing it back around because maybe you've moved away from it. Now you're going back to it again. But also for some of you, this could just be like something wasn't working. And for some of you, this could have been a very deep spiritual contract that you've needed to break, a contract that may have even gone into ancestral lines for some of you. Okay, especially when we're talking about, this isn't just about money. This is about your safety and security, right? The coins is also about how safe and secure you feel, how well taken care of you feel. What is this Seven of Cups for my earth signs coming into the current energies? Okay, we have the Ten of Swords again, but we have it with the Page of Wands. So with the Seven of Cups coming in with the Page of Wands, this is great energy because it feels like you've been looking for maybe solutions or answers to something that has been deeply stressing you out. And it feels like something's coming in this first half of January that's very good news, that brings relief and kind of solutions to the stress that you've been kind of going through. That's going to help you finally put an end to whatever this cycle is. So be on the lookout for maybe a phone call or an email or some kind of news that is definitely good. Okay, like this is good news coming in for you, something that you want to hear, that you get excited about. What's this Empress about? Wow, okay, we have the Six of Wands and the Hangman. Something that you've felt really kind of on pause for. You've had to pause, you've had to reflect when it comes to your own fullness, your own abundance, your own expansiveness, okay? How you attract things towards you, your own feminine energy, your own ability to connect to the unseen realms, also with the Empress card here. There's a sense of success that's coming in that has been long awaited. Like you've been waiting for this success. So finally it feels like you're seen. It feels like you finally okay, like you're going to get recognized for something, or you feel appreciated for something, and it could just be like you feel appreciated by the universe. Like this could be something that you've been working on for a while that finally gets to see and have its day in the sun. Okay, what is this Queen of Cups? Okay, we have the Ten of Wands. See, there has been a lot of burden here for my earth signs. And as I say that, the Nine of Wands. So for some of you, there's someone here that's really nurturing you, helping you, bringing in a sense of ease to the burdens that you've been carrying, the obstacles that you've been facing, this sense of can I keep going? Like, what else do I have in my tank? Like, I've tried everything, For some of you, there could be someone here that's coming in to really give you someone, give a shoulder to lean on, be a support system in some way. For others of you, it feels like your intuition is really guiding you on how to navigate this final push. So it feels like you're getting an injection of something that is giving you reprieve, bringing in relief, a sense of accomplishment and success here. But it also feels like it's not fully turned around yet either. So you're getting good stuff coming here. What I'm seeing is that's going to continue here in the future. So I would say it's very important for you to stay connected to your intuition, to your heart, to also compassion for yourself and your situation, and or others who are involved, because you're very close to this final push, earth signs. What is this Two of Wands? Ooh, we have the Devil coming up. And we have the Emperor and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So you're going to be forced to choose something. You're coming to this crossroads, and it's something that you felt very stuck, something that's felt like it's held you. Like I said, it feels like life's been pinning you down. Okay. And There's also been this sense of, with the Emperor here, maybe a sense of authority that has, like, again, there may have been avoided communication with the Eight of Wands here, or things, again, Eight of Wands in reverse can just be like no freaking movement. But something here is kind of coming up related to that that's going to force a choice to be made. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So where you have felt deeply emotional, possibly losing sleep, feeling very stressed out, very anxious, you may have been crying a lot, Earth signs. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, this is a very sensitive, very emotionally erratic kind of energy. You may have been trying to follow your intuition, but feeling really let down. That is all about to change with the Wheel of Fortune coming in. What's this King of Wands and Moonchild? Ugh. The Ten of Cups and the Temperance card. Things that you have been patiently waiting for. There's a big payoff coming for you, Earth signs, and it's going to come for you by allowing yourself to lead from a place of connection to your intuition, to your feminine energy, and to be magnetic through that connection. It's going to bring forth some sort of alchemical transformation, a very big healing for you that really is starting to fulfill your biggest long-term dreams. There's a really deep sense of payoff in this energy, but the payoff is coming from like your work with the divine, your work through the celestial energies, the work through allowing yourself to lead from spiritual awakening, from spirit guiding you. The King of Wands is very charismatic, very likable, very affable, and just, like gets along. People want to be around the King of Wands, like very funny and jovial, and just, it's kind of like it's the magnet of the entire room. Like people are just drawn in. And so there's something like you're drawing in this energy. It's like things want to be around you, be near you. It's almost like whatever you've been trying to create, manifest, make happen is really going to start to happen after this first half of January. But you're still going to get movement already. Like there's already movement happening for you, Earth signs, in the first half. I see that already. There's some kind of good news. There's already a sense of accomplishment, success, a sense of finally, but it continues to build because the story's not done. So, Earth signs, I love that reading for you. Really great reading. So let me know if that one resonated with you. Good kickoff to 2026, I shall say. I love that. All right. So how is that? Let me see. Dynamite. Happy holidays. And MJ, hello. Okay. We are going to head on to water signs. Good. We're picking up some time here. All right. Let's see here. All right, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's find out what's in store for you guys for the first half of January 2026. What do my water signs need to know as we kick off this 1 year, this fire horse year? Okay. Oh, Let's just see. Okay. What is in store? What is in store for my lovely water signs? Okay. Let's look at the main theme of your reading, water signs, and the potential challenge. All right. What is the main theme of water signs reading? What is the potential challenge? Ooh, the main theme of your reading, water signs, is the Drowned King. That's what we're talking about, that ego. Okay, this is the ego death card, where some of you have been feeling, maybe water signs, like you're going through a little bit of an identity crisis, or again, it's just the ego is everything that it attaches to, that it identifies with, right? And certain things are just, you're not meant to necessarily identify with, because you are more than that, right? Your value goes beyond the things that perhaps you have attached your own identity to. Let me just kind of go into that particular card. So ego collapse, losing face, humility. It's the aspect of the self that is attached to its title, its name, and its identity. It is said that the drowned king is a required phase in the process of transformation. Only through dissolving who they thought they were is the king able to become who they are destined to be. Again, this was a very big theme for 2025 with the wood snake, okay? See here. Through circumstances beyond their control, the king is brought to their bottom, to their knees. When this card appears, expect a huge blow to the ego, impactful enough that it causes one to turn their life around, prioritizing grace over greed, benevolence over brutality, sovereignty over selfishness. Okay, so like I said, water signs, like there must be something here that you've been feeling like super attached to when it comes to your own identity, of like who you are, what you're meant to be, how you're meant to serve or be in the world. And a lot of that may have been shaken up here. Your challenge, however, is rotation. Let me see here. There we go. One of the last cards of the deck. It's the wheel, monotony, and cycles. So this card indicates that work performed again and again and again produces results. It reminds us that our efforts are cumulative, not singular. So remember, water signs, whatever you've been going through, you've likely been trying new things to kind of bring forth the change that, you know, like if you're going through a deep internal change, that means things on the outside are needing to change, right? But perhaps maybe you haven't been seeing that change. Stay with it, okay? Because the work is underway in the unseen realms. It just may not be showing up yet in your physical reality. Remember that it is cumulative and to not give up. This is about weaving your work into the world. It's, although changed, I arise the same. So this operation is expressed through images of the circle, the spiral, the Ouroboros, and the wheel. So you are tossed back into the spin. So just when you thought you had figured out, like you can just feel like, oh, I feel just as lost again, right? So that may have been a theme that you've been facing as you're going through this sort of death of the ego. So a new version of you can come forward. And look, again, this is something I've been going through as well this year. So far resonated with the earth signs and now already resonating with the water signs. So when you are trying to build a bridge from your now to your future, right? The who you are today is very different than the who you are in your future that's already living the thing that you're wanting to live, to have have in your reality. And so that new version, sometimes has to let go of things that can no longer stay, that are not that don't actually serve you anymore. They may have served you up until a point, like they really worked, but now they don't. Now they're a crutch. Now they're a hindrance. And that's why this Mars reset with the sun is going to be so good, especially in Capricorn, because Capricorn wants to trim away the fat, right? It wants to like, just give me what fucking works and get rid of anything else that doesn't. And that's kind of what's we're kind of maybe been going through here, water signs. So don't give up is kind of what I want to say, but let's see where the cards take us. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, okay. And the first card that comes up is the Temperance card. So you've likely been having your patience tested. Okay. You've had things that maybe have been moving slower. You've had to be very patient on what you've been calling in or working with. You also have the King of Swords in reverse. So this can be kind of like a very puzzling energy. It's like you have all of these solutions that you try and then none of them are really working, or they're not working in the way that you thought they would or at the level that you expected. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse too. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse can have two different kinds of energies here. There's, Eight of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes just be procrastination, but it also can just be about like, okay, maybe needing to pull back to be like, what am I supposed to be focused on? Like, where does my energy really need to go? For some of you, this could have just been like really throwing yourself into your work to maybe avoid something that you're really having to face through this ego death. Sometimes when we feel like our inner world's collapsing, we will grab onto something that's still very stable. And a lot of times that can still be our job or our work or how we have attached our identity to what it is. Like I can't see how almost no one, okay, will have a job or work, a career, and not have some kind of attachment of their identity to it, especially if you're a business owner or entrepreneur or in a very high leadership role. So there's something here that you're kind of going through that is still not like producing results, causing maybe more unknowns and suffering. What is this coming into the current energies for my water signs? Okay, we have the Emperor in reverse, and then we have the shadow work in reverse. So in the heart of your spread. And then we have the moon. Okay, the moon coming in. All major arcanas in your current energies. Big deal. So the beginning of January is going to be big here. I do get a sense, though, of relief. What is the coming into the current energies? Yeah, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, so whatever has been really challenging and difficult, that will soon be behind you, water signs. Overall energy, Queen of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, so there is a need to cut some things out of, like it's basically like, all right, I'm done with this shit. Like, enough is enough. The Queen of Swords is just like, I ain't putting up with any more of this bullshit. And she can be very sharp-tongued, very cold, very icy. So it's almost like, I feel like water signs, this is you to your old identity. Okay, this is you to the version of you that's been slowly dying and it's been clinging on for dear life. Like, no, don't let me go yet. And I feel like you're like, yeah, you know what? We're done. Because it's been too many delays of what you've really been wanting. Okay, the things that you've been asking for, calling in, they've just been delayed or the timing hasn't been right. And that feels like there's this energy of like, enough of this. So we have, like I said, the Temperance, the King of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse. So again, like I said, Your patience has definitely, you've been waiting, you've been patient, you've been kind of holding down the fort through this alchemical transformation that you've been going through. Possibly there's been healing here that's needed. But like I said, with the King of Swords here and reverse Eight of Pentacles here, it's like, it just feels like you don't feel like you have the right solution or that you have the right answer. Things are really muddled in your head. If you've been trying to execute things, they don't seem to be working. And with the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse, it's like, you're again, it's like there's almost a sense of, hold on, like, what is it that I really should be putting my energy into? Now, the current energy is the Emperor in reverse, shadow work in reverse, the Moon in reverse. So again, the Emperor in reverse, it's interesting because there is a sense of releasing control here when the Emperor comes up in reverse. Like trying, like, if you've been trying to steer the ship, like, it's almost like there's a need here to surrender. I mean, anytime any of us are going through any kind of ego death, right? Like the first, I mean, not the first, it's usually not the first, it's usually the last, but your last choice that really should have been your first, but we never do that, is God, the creator, the universe, right? Is the person who's steering your ship. And there's a sense of maybe potential surrender to a higher power here with the Emperor in reverse, but also the sense of like really looking to give up control of something that your ego believes it needs to have in order to function and move forward. It's not working anymore. And there's a part of you that really knows that. With the shadow work card coming up here too, it's in reverse. So it feels like you're finally realizing that you've gone through a lot of the deep shit already. Like there's a resurfacing energy here of rising above the darkness. It feels like the darkness is starting to be behind you versus still in it. And then with the Moon card here in upright, sometimes the Moon card can be like a dark night of the soul, right? It's like everything's like dark. But also the Moon can be bring in a lot of clarity from inside of you. And so I do feel like you're going to get a very strong sense of clarity and insight, but it comes from the internal work of finally surrendering this, whatever it is that you thought you needed to control or hold on to, this part of this old identity. You let go of it. And it feels like it's kind of clearing a path for you, is what it feels like, especially with this particular card. It's like it opens up, you're opening up to more flow, okay, with the Moon. So the rigidity is, you're losing the rigidity of the Emperor and you're embracing the softness, the femininity, the unknown here. Now, coming into the near future, you have the Three of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and then the Ten of Wands in reverse. So this energy is good. It's not extreme good, but it's not bad. So it's like there's finally, the heart is released of whatever vice the heart has felt like it's been compressed in. Usually it's fear, okay? Whatever fear has been like tightening around your heart. It's getting released, and there's going to be some action taken forward. It feels to me like someone's bringing something to you for movement, that's offering you a way forward, some sort of offering that gets things moving forward for you in the direction that you want. And this burden with the Ten of Wands here in reverse does feel like it's lifting now. So the heaviness is starting to dissipate, it's starting to dissolve and go away. So let's go a little deeper and get some more clarity on what's really kind of going on here for you, water signs. What's this Queen of Swords in reverse? Yeah, okay, we have the Hierophant in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. So it's kind of like I said, especially with Capricorn energies, Capricorn is very traditional, right? It's responsible. It's like, this is what needs to get done, so we're just going to do it, okay? With the Hierophant in reverse, there is a sense of needing to let go of certain traditions, which is important because, again, remember, the ego is going to hold on to things that it knows, right? And so there's something that you're going to be doing different. Like you're like, all right, I need to cut certain things out. And it's like, it does feel like you're getting down to work here with the Eight of Pentacles upright. So, but you're going to be getting to work. You're getting down to business, but in an unconventional way, not in the way that you traditionally would. And it's because you're finally understanding what you thought was going to keep working is not, and you're getting rid of it. What is the Temperance card? Ooh, we have two kings. We have the King of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Water. There you are. So this may be involving you and an earth sign, okay? Or this could be about balancing what your heart wants, but also what's practical. Okay, so, but we're talking about high end. These are the kings. So there's something really grand about whatever this is that you've been having to be patient about. This could also be about someone that you deeply care about that means a lot to you. And also it's about like solidifying something, creating a lot more security around this person or with this person. That could also be one of the things that's happening here for you, water signs. For some of you, this might also be about, perhaps, creating some sort of large financial security through intuitive work, through your intuitive mastery. That could also be something that's coming here. And you've had to be patient. You've had to balance things. Like you're constantly feel like you're trying to balance stuff out. Again, it's like balancing what you emotionally know to be true, but also what's practically showing up in your reality. With these two cards coming up. What's this King of Swords in reverse? Oof. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like this is pure frustration. You have the Five of Cups, the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then the Temperance card in reverse now. So like I said, mentally, you just can't wrap your head around it. Like nothing makes sense mentally. Like if you, again, like I said, if you're trying to find solutions, it's just like you'll almost likely have given up at some point here or felt the desire to want to just give up. Your patience has run thin. And also there's this sense of just grief and sadness with the Five of Cups here. Like there's a sense of loss. And of course that's absolutely natural. Again, ego death, grieving. It's a part of you that can no longer be, right? So you've got to let go of that. It's a part of you that used to have all the right solutions and now doesn't, right? So what is going on here? This creates a lot of frustration. What's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? Oof. Okay. This is around 10 of Pentacles in reverse and the Sun in reverse. So there may have been a lot of money going out. Obviously, we just came out of the holidays, so there could have been a lot of expenses here. This is also just the Sun in reverse. This could also just feel like optimism has been a lot lower than where you usually have it. Again, the Eight of Pentacles, it's like you may want to figure it out. You may want to do the work, but you just don't know what is going to work, right? And again, this might be tied to career, money. It feels like a sense of a lot of money going out or not, like having money, losing money. But also, this could also be a reset that involves your money. What is the Emperor in reverse? Ooh, okay. We have the Chariot in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so again, it's like you're having to revisit something where you're like, ugh, it's like this sense of I need to give up control because who's really steering your cart is up there. Okay? It's not you, it's a greater power. and I really feel that based off of the oracle cards that you have in your reading. Again, we're talking about the drowned king. Okay, the drowned king is like there is who's higher than the king? God, the universe, the creator, right? So this is really about coming to peace, reconciling with the fact that how you're going to move forward is through really giving it up to God, so to speak, right? And no longer feeling like the mind is the ego is going to figure this one out. What's the shadow work card here? Yeah. Again, coming to the end of a very painful cycle, one that has stressed you out deeply, one that has weighed on you. It has caused you to go back and forth and ruminate and just play things over in your mind over and over. Maybe they're conversations, maybe they're avenues, like what should I do? Again, 9 of Pentacles in reverse. This may have also had something to do with your own sense of personal success. Do you even feel successful? Do you feel like you're achieving what it is that you've wanted to achieve by now? For some of you too, when the 9 of Pentacles is in reverse, this can also talk about another, being in relationship with another. So this isn't just about you, it's about you and another person. And so this could also have been where it's been involved, where the stress and anxiety around this, the deeper shadow work that you've had to confront has been around this. But this is what's releasing right now. This is what's being let go in the first half of January. And with the moon here, I don't know why this feels like an opening pathway. What is this moon? We have the 9 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like you are so close again. It's like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn had this as well, earth signs, where you get so close to the end. You just got to keep going. The problem is that you can't see where you're going yet. And you have to be okay with that. With the moon card, you're going to have to keep following your intuition. You can't visually see what's in front of you yet, but there is a path opening up for you. And in fact, you are likely already on the path. This is like, literally I had this conversation with my friend this morning about again, it's like that idea of the pathless path. I have certainly myself felt like for the first time in a very, very long time, oh my God, since my mid 30s, okay, where even early 30s, where I've been I'm what am I even doing? I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just kind of following, but I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction. I don't know if I'm taking the right steps, and I'm finding myself back there in a different way and for different reasons. And this is where, when you're on that path, you don't know it because you feel like you're just going around in circles, right? And it's just because there is no path in front of you, but the path is there. It's just one that you're not meant to see or know until you have hindsight, until you are finally at your destination or much closer to your destination. You look back, you're like, oh, now it all makes sense, right? And that's kind of where you're at right now, water signs. With the end of, in this near future, though, there is a sense of energy really lifting here, especially with the 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. So the collapse is behind you. The surprises are behind you. And then we have the Hermit in reverse. So you've likely had to do a lot of inner work, water signs, really going within, having to look at things, use your own light, your own inner light to light up what is ahead of you, what is before you. Again, calling on a higher power to shine that light for you. But that is all coming to an end here. There's a release of all this energy. It's no longer going to be around you. We have the Knight of Wands here that is finally moving something forward. And there you are, Queen of Cups. Okay, so this could be someone you deeply care about finally comes in and is saying like, let's move forward, or is giving a pathway forward that's like a little more clear to you. It makes sense. This could also just be that your intuition is so fucking strong, water signs, that it's like there's an opportunity to take action and you're like, yeah, I'm taking this. And you're going to know it. It's going to be so obvious to you is what it feels like. Like there's no obscurity. There's no vagueness there. You also have the Justice card coming in. So this is where things finally start to work out in your favor. Things are finally tipping the scales back into favor for you, where you've likely been feeling like things have not been in your favor. 10 of Wands. What is this 10 of Wands in reverse for my water signs? Okay, we have the Death card in reverse. Like I said, this ego, this like clingingness of the old part of you that just still wants to be there. It's really on its way out here. What has been hard to release, it doesn't feel like it's going to be hard to release. We also have the Page of Pentacles here in reverse. And so, it feels like okay, here's what it feels like. You were going through a very deep learning phase, water signs. Like you were just kind of in this space of like having to kind of figure it all out. Like it's in this place where there's no curriculum for this, but you've still got to do something and you're not really sure what to do. And so you're kind of doing things, but not really knowing if they're meant to work out. So you're kind of in this, like, again, it's this learning phase, and it feels like you're finally exiting the learning phase and things are going to start coming into motion here. The ego death is coming to its close. The grip that the past has had on you has weakened and is finally letting go. So there's going to be this release here, this movement. Don't give up, water signs. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Keep staying with it, because there is some sort of new opportunity that is ahead of you, that you are going to be putting a lot of time and energy into, for the better. So it's a little obscure earth sign or water signs, so I apologize for that, but that's kind of what I'm getting for you right now. Let me know for any of my water signs in the live chat how that really resonated with you. All right. Oh, hey, Op Connection, how are you? CBs, as always, hitting you on the target. Never heard of the Fire Horse. Very interesting this week. Michael Martin Murphy's song Wildfire has been coming up. Oh, in your music stacks. Okay. Which is one of your favorite songs. Yeah, I had a really cool synchronicity today too, of some things coming in that are like part of like that kind of like, oh, this could be part of your path. I don't know. But hi, Al Qadri. Okay, let's move on to fire signs. You guys are next. Sorry, no, air signs. Air signs. You guys are next. Air signs. All right. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's find out what's in store for my air signs for the first half of January 2026. All right, what's in store for my air signs for the beginning of 2026, January? What is in store for them? One more cut here. Okay, good. All right, let's see. What is the potential, what is the theme of your reading, and what is the potential challenge you might be facing for my air signs? Might need to lift my chair up just a little bit. Okay. Just putting a little pressure on my shoulder. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Air signs. Your theme of your reading is the despicable face. All right. Let's get into this one, because this one doesn't come up very often. Here we go. What is hidden? What is unaccepted? What is shamed? So the despicable face is never seen. Rather, it is kept in hiding to save outward appearances. This card appears when something below the surface wants to be witnessed in order to be transformed. Everyone has their own version of the despicable face and their own reasons for assuming it is an abomination. It could be a buried resentment, an insecurity, or a physical characteristic that holds us back from expressing our true self. Remarkably, once revealed, it's not that despicable. It's human. It's interesting. What once was thought of as an error becomes an asset. Again, like, this is so true. So there's something potentially for you, air signs, maybe even about yourself, that you've been kind of avoiding or not wanting to look at or not wanting to face or confront. Or it could just even just be about something in general that's been wanting to come up that you don't want to confront. That's like, it's an issue and now you got to face it. The challenge is calcification, which I think is really interesting of a card to come up with this particular theme, because calcification is heat, fire, desire. It occurs when there is enough heat in the vessel to transform. Okay, so right away, I want to get for you air signs, it feels like it has something to do with anger or resentment, frustration. I don't know if you're angry at yourself or angry at someone else. Frustrated, resentful. I don't know. There's something around there that's wanting to come up to the surface. Again, I will say that anger can be one of the most powerful emotions to work with when used correctly. It can transform something very fast and be converted into a very strong power to be utilized for change. Okay, so with a tiny glimmer, an urge, a desire that builds into a robust flame. On a psychic level, the stage may be an uprising of emotion that has been repressed or dismissed. It wants something big to change, to be brought to the light and purified. Perhaps a flawed ideology, an institution, or outlook. So frustration and anger are wondrous change makers if their heat is channeled with space, time, and awareness. So this transformation that occurs from calcification is rarely harmonious. It requires commitment and a willingness to sit through discomfort as old patterns fall into the ashes. The flame initiates sacred change, and eventually the phoenix rises from the ashes. So again, it feels like there's something that's really wanting to come up that wants your attention. It needs to be seen. It's likely tied to those emotions that I just mentioned. Let's kind of see. So trying to repress it is not where you want to go, air signs, but let's just kind of see where this is going. What do we need to know about the past? Okay. Well, we have the Two of Cups And then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Ugh. This energy. Okay, I'm going to wait to talk about it. This is likely going to be a little more specific for a couple of you. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. We have the Ten of Wands, and we have the shadow work coming up again, but in the upright position. Wow. Okay. This is definitely not going to be for all of you. Well, it never is, but you know, it's going to be for less than more of you, I think, than it usually would. What's coming into the future for my air signs? The Two of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, what else for my air signs? And the Moon in reverse. Okay, this is actually a really good card to end up on. Overall energy. Okay, this is going to be for, I think, only a few of you, but it needs to be done. Three of Swords, Seven of Wands. Okay, someone's been deeply hurt. Like, there's just no way to get around this one. And it involves you and someone else, and likely a third party. Okay, so it feels like there's been pain or suffering, and likely because someone's just been resisting wanting to know the truth or wanting to really see what was there. There's been a lot of resistance there, a lot of possibly just even like arguing, maybe even for some of you, it's been a little bit of about a power struggle, but there's just been a lot of pain. And when I look at the past, we have the Two of Cups. So this involves like you and another person that you deeply care about. Does not have to be romantic. But then we have the Three of Cups here in reverse. So this is telling me that this has likely caused some kind of strain on a friendship at minimum. For some of you, this may even be like a romantic betrayal with a third party. Because with the Seven of Swords here in reverse, this is like someone definitely was needing to apologize. Now, maybe there was an apology, but was it really enough? And if you were the one who was betrayed or hurt, did you just kind of let it pass without really honoring the anger, the frustration, the hurt that's really below the surface? There's something that's really upsetting you that needs to come to the surface. And with the Six of Wands in the current energies in reverse, 10 of Wands in shadow work, just feels like you don't feel really acknowledged, or maybe even feel like you've acknowledged your true feelings. And this is a big deal. This is a big burden, and it needs to be discussed. It needs to be shared. It needs to be brought up into the open and be put into the day of light. This is bringing forth a lot of deeper hidden shadow work. Things that are consuming you that you didn't realize were. Or it's also bringing up patterns within you and another relationship. Again, does not have to be romantic, that are like, you know what, this isn't working. This isn't good. And we've just kind of blown over the main issue when really there's way more that needs to be discussed. It's almost like there's this energy of people pleasing, or just wanting it to be better so that you didn't have to stay in the pain any longer, just trying to push through the pain faster. You know, And that's the kind of energy I'm picking up. But coming into the future, we have the Two of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Moon in reverse. So there is like this pathway forward. You're having to choose, right? You're like, okay, I am needing to choose a path, but I just don't know what I'm choosing. Like, I don't know the way forward here, right? But it does feel though like you're moving forward. You're just like, it kind of in a fog and you're not really sure how you're doing it. With the Nine of Pentacles in reverse though, it feels like however this is kind of going down for you, you don't feel good about it. Okay? But I want to say though that you will. There's a delayed sense of satisfaction that will come in from this, but in the moment you're like, ugh, it's heavy. Again, I want to say this reading is not going to be for all of you air signs. It's just for whatever reason it's coming out and it's for probably just a couple of you, but it needs to be done. The Moon though, however, in reverse is revealing something. Something is coming to light. Something is going to become very clear. It's also giving a sense of lifting of that heavy energy. So let's kind of see where this is going. What is this Three of Swords as the overall energy? Yeah, okay. Five of Wands in reverse. Ooh, my air signs. Ugh, Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there's just been like a lot going on internally. There's been a lot of drama behind the scenes. There's been a lot of there's just been it's upheaval is really the word I want to say. And it's coming from pain between you and another person, okay? Or some kind of disruption to that relationship. Something that you feel further apart from them than you have in the past. Whether it's a full-blown breakup for some of you, or it just feels like you're far apart from where you want to be. What's this Two of Cups? What's this Two of Cups? Okay, we have the Eight of Swords and the Strength card in reverse. So something was definitely, you're feeling trapped or stuck or like, again, overthinking something. And it was really zapping a lot of your energy when it came to you and this other person. I don't know if you were like, again, like I'm just going to use this as an example, but it doesn't have to be the one for all of you. But like, again, if this was like a cheating incident, right? Like, then it's like, oh, is this person betraying me or are they not? Like, and again, it doesn't have to necessarily be cheating like sexually. Like it can just be like betraying a certain loyalty to you and like you just not trusting it and feeling like there's something that's not right. And it was really weakening the bond of this particular relationship. What is the Three of Cups here in reverse? The Magician in reverse. Okay, the Magician in reverse, especially when I'm seeing this, can sometimes refer to some kind of manipulation. Eight of Cups in reverse. So, I just hate this energy. I hate this energy. It's popping up in my face, so I apologize, but I just have to read it the way I'm seeing it. It just feels like it could be an ex or someone from the past that hasn't been fully let go, but they told you they let go of them. Again, it doesn't have to be in exactly that dynamic, but it's that energy, okay? And there's been some sort of manipulation going on and lying and stretching of the truth and like just, that kind of energy here that creates some kind of fallout. What's this Seven of Swords in reverse? So it's like, literally, it's like, are you going to stay in the energy of the devil where there's lies and there's betrayal, or there's just sense of feeling like stuck in a situation or not being able to move forward? but like the energy is wanting to put the bad behind you with the devil here in reverse, right? It's wanting to rise above it, wanting to put it behind you. But I also get there's this sense, I do feel this throughout this reading, where there's a sense of trying to just bypass the pain and pretend it's not as bad as it actually is affecting you. Or maybe you're the person who did this. I don't know. I mean, shit. I don't know. But Six of Wands. Okay, we have the Star card. So the Six of Wands in reverse, clarified by the Star, and the Tower in reverse. Man, okay, like there's something you're not wanting to see or recognize, and it's because you have like this wish, this desire, right? Like it's big, it's what you really want, but at the same time it feels like you're trying to avoid a tower moment. You're trying to avoid things falling apart. It's almost like trying to hold everything together for the bigger dream, the bigger wish, but not maybe realizing that maybe this isn't it, right? Like this is like an illusion of like maybe it's just a lot of, I don't like the manipulation I'm seeing up here in the past. So what's this 10 of Wands that you're going to be kind of, yeah, no. Okay. Again, this is so freaking clear cut. Like there's no other way for me to read this. The Seven of Swords now upright with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. You're realizing the betrayal's too deep. It hurts too much. And something has literally been stolen from you. And it's like you can't keep building. You can't keep building on this foundation. And this is just, it's too painful. And you're going to be confronting this in the first half of January. Again, I am sorry. This is going to just be for maybe one of you. I don't know. So I apologize, air signs. This is not your reading, but this is just too specific to read any other way. What's the shadow work? You might be dealing with a fire sign, King of Wands in reverse, of someone who maybe came across, presented themselves in one way, saying they were this and they're that, and you maybe fell like under the spell of like a King of Wands in reverse kind of energy, and really realizing the disillusionment that you have to now confront of them not being who they say they are. Oh, and there's the Queen of Wands in reverse. Again, maybe coming from a lack of confidence in self, maybe coming from a place of not feeling like you are as attractive. Like there's that quality could even just be coming up, like a sense of your own worthiness, but more so from a place of like being wanted. Could also be part of the shadow work that's kind of coming that you're being forced to face. What's this Two of Wands in reverse? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. It's like kind of like you can't be in or out in this. Like you can't be in and out. Like it's like the Knight of Wands in reverse is like, oh, like I'm here when it's convenient, but then when you really need me, I'm not here, right? Like that's the King of Wands kind of energy. This is, I don't also like seeing this energy. I really wonder if you're dealing with a fire sign here or someone that has very fire sign qualities. What's this Two of Wands in reverse? Hold on a second here. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. You are going to be making a choice here, and it's going to feel very heavy for you, air signs, but it has to come to the surface, and you can't be just half in or half out. Like you have to choose a lane and go with it. What's this Nine of Pentacles? Way out where you're going to feel like, no, I got to take care of me. Okay. I've got to do what's right for me. And you've been treated unfairly, and now it's time to have you be the one treated fairly, justice being served. And that coming on the Empress in reverse, like I said, this is about you not being appreciated or not feeling enough or not feeling like, it's like that not enough kind of feeling, or there's a sense of greediness that was part of the equation in this, a sense of that. So what's this moon card? What's this moon card in reverse? Yeah. Okay. The Temperance card in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So again, the frustration is going to come out. You're going to realize like, no, I cannot keep the peace. I cannot balance this one out. And again, you're realizing I feel alone in this, like, and it's like, you're better than you deserve better than this. And there's going to be a sense of you finally like reconciling, like allowing the heat and the anger to bubble up to the surface and be expressed, and let it change what needs to be changed. Okay. Let it do the work. Let it perform the alchemy here that is kind of coming up, that is really kind of also like meant to help you go into the deeper works of your own worthiness, self-esteem, and confidence in yourself is what I'm seeing, air signs. So you're kind of going to be going through it. Again, this is definitely not for a lot of you air signs. This one is going to be for someone specific out there, or a couple of you. But that's a hard reading. I don't usually get readings that come out this like harsh and specific like that. But the cards were just so hard to read any other way. So make sure you're listening to your rising, your sun, and your moon at minimum. Like I said, well, I've said before on this channel, the rising is like your full, like it's just how it's all of you, right? Like it's just how you show up in the world. It represents all of you. Your sun is more your identity, your purpose, your career. Your moon can be more about your personal life, your home life. And then of course, Venus is relationships or money. But there could be something kind of going on there. So air signs, that was a hard one. I feel for anyone who's actually like resonating with that, my heart goes out to you. Okay, we're going to move on to fire signs. Fire signs, you are officially last but not least, and we are now getting towards you. I hope you weren't the fire sign and air signs reading who's been the dick who betrayed someone in some way. I know my fire signs wouldn't do that. No one here, right? Hey, John, good to see you. Hey, TA Truth. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's in store for you for the first half of January. What is in store for my fire signs? First half of January 2026. All right, let's find out what's the main theme of your reading and what is the potential challenge. All right, what is the main theme for fire signs reading and what is the potential challenge. Okay, the main theme of your reading is winter. So it might be a time where you're feeling like you've really had to slow down. You've had to maybe take care of yourself, go into rest mode. Okay. Just really slow things down. The challenge though is Venus. And I just get the sense of like really loving on yourself. Maybe even focusing. Maybe you've been really like kind of go, and there hasn't been enough time for your relationships. Let me just kind of go into the Venus card. Let's see here. Pleasure, Eros, beauty. With the arrival of Venus, the sense is open as if for the first time. It's the planet of pleasure, of touch, of sensual delights. It's often depicted as romance or eroticism between people, but it can also be experienced as an all-out love affair with Mother Nature herself. Aphrodite emerging from the ocean is a classic example of Venus imagery, as is Cupid with his bow. No matter how old or jaded you are, when this card appears, it's a sign that attraction is at an all-time high. The laboratory is alight with love. You may be in love with the work, with the materials, with another person, or with the world itself. Maybe, so what I'm kind of getting for you, fire signs, is maybe you really need to slow down and really kind of take a moment to pause and focus on like what's really important to you. Where do you get a lot of pleasure and fulfillment? Is it in your certain relationships? I know that's something that came up for me over the holidays, was really this particular holiday really forced me to really see my abundance in my relationships and how loved I am by the people around me. And you know, sometimes you can lose sight of that when you're like so immersed in like work or, you know, all of those kinds of things. And it doesn't have to be relationships, but I'm just using that as an example because that's one that came up for me. But it could even just be like you forget of the things that actually give you pleasure. Like maybe it's just taking time out for you to do something creative. Again, maybe it's just you just getting out in nature. Because this is coming up where it's time to like really like go within and spend time with connecting to your own underworld, like what's under the surface, what's really wanting to have your attention, your love that maybe has felt abandoned or neglected, that really needs your attention right now. So let's kind of go into the cards. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands coming up in the past. The Two of Wands. The Page of Wands in reverse. Well, you're getting all wands here, fire signs. What's coming into the current energies for my Aries, Leo, and Sag? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have the 10 of Cups coming in. We also have the Hangman in reverse in the heart of your spread. Fire and then a row of water here. Oops. Okay. We have the Tower. Oh, fire signs. We have the Tower coming in, and then we have the Three of Cups coming into your near future. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Hierophant closing out your reading. Okay, overall energy is the King of Swords with the Queen of Wands in reverse underneath it where you are. Okay, so again, there's a sense of really needing to get very real about what's going on here with the King of Swords as the overall energy. Like you're kind of looking at the lay of the land and you're like, all right, there needs to be a map of that I can execute from. Like you're looking for, there's got to be something logistical. Like it's the energy of very linear, very focused, like facts. Like let's just look at what needs to be done. Again, though, remember that like it also feels like you're collecting information, fire signs, right now. Like you're really needing to gather as much information as possible to protect yourself or benefit you in some way. With the Queen of Wands in reverse, because it feels like you're not as confident about something, maybe your own standing or where you're at, or something, you're wavering over something. So it feels like you're kind of on the hunt for more information, more facts, something to kind of arm yourself with. Now, in the past, we have the Knight of Wands, the Two of Wands, and then the Page of Wands in reverse. So I'm seeing there's some kind of movement here, action. It may have even been creative in some way. And with the Two of Wands here in reverse, again, the Two of Wands has come up in everyone's reading. Everyone's reading. So again, it's, and like I said in my newsletter, this fire horse year is going to be a timeline compression year. Okay, this is where time is going to get compressed. And as, you know, when we think about like, you know, jumping timelines or like time speeding up, we think, oh, like amazing, right? But we also forget about the fact that like that means something's getting compressed, which means it's putting pressure, and that pressure can like lead to a lot of anxiety and like what's going on kind of energy. So with the Two of Wands here, I'm getting the sense of like there's been movement, creativity, and all that, but you're also like facing like a timeline split. Like two different realities is what I'm hearing. And with the Page of Wands in reverse, I don't know, you may have gotten some news that you maybe you thought you would like be excited about, but you weren't, or you've been waiting on some kind of good news that hasn't come in yet. It's been very delayed. Now, coming into the current energies, it starts off really good. We have the Ten of Cups, the Hangman in reverse, and then the Tower. So here's the thing, fire signs. I think you are the Tower, okay? I think you are the Tower is what I'm kind of getting. I think you're about to blow some shit up is what I'm getting. I think you're looking at like what fucking makes me happy, which you should be, because you've been avoiding like what actually lights you up. What is it that I want in my life that I have been postponing or not really fueling because I'm doing other stuff. And there's a perspective shift happening in the first half of January. You're going to see something in a new light. You're going to see it in a way you've never seen it before, fire signs. And that is going to bring a Tower moment. I think you are the catalyst of this Tower coming in. I think you are the surprise. I think you are going to literally blow some shit up. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. And I think it's coming from this place of like, you really like, I think you're stepping back with this Winter card. I think you've been stepping back and you've been analyzing stuff. You've been really looking at stuff, observing it, and taking in as much information as you can. Because coming into the near future, we have the Three of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Swords, and then the Hierophant. And I see like there's going to be either people around you that are not happy or upset, you know, at minimum. It could be friends, it could be coworkers, it could be anything of that nature. But with the Nine of Swords here too, it's like it does create some kind of anxiety. It does create some level of stress here for you. However, with the Hierophant, there's something about this that you're so like anchored into your own spiritual knowing of what this is. Like you're approaching this from a place of deep personal spiritual leadership, of you following your higher self or a deep sense of knowing. I do think you've been meditating on this. You've been reflecting upon this. You've been really like contemplating. And so even though there's some anxiety or stress that comes from this, there's also a sense of anchored security through your deep spiritual trust and knowing that this is the right thing that needed to happen. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting right now. So let's see where this is going. King of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this just got juicy. Fire signs, what is going on in your world? Okay, we have the Devil, the Ten of Pentacles, and then the Page of Wands in reverse again. So I think you're observing, there's some shady shit going on. I think you're observing someone who might be manipulating money in some way, finances, holding back maybe money that's owed you. Feels like money is locked up in some way or attached to something, like stuck, attached, bonded to something that is not good. And there's some kind of news that's supposed to be coming in around this that maybe hasn't come in yet, that you're waiting on. Or maybe you're the one who's delaying delivering the news on this. I don't know. I tell you though, this is kind of juicy. I don't know what this is. What's this Knight of Wands in the past? Okay, the Death card. And the Four of Wands. Okay, so there was some action here taken that, again, like I said, may have come from a spiritual place. It could have come from excitement or some kind of creative place. But it was to put an end to something that was, for some of you, this could have been related to family happiness, family security, or for some of you, this might have just been some kind of contract at work that would have given you some kind of security. For some of you, this may have been a partnership that needed to needed to end, or it needed to go through like some kind of transformation. Like however way it's been, like it couldn't survive, and so it had to go through some massive change, right? So what is this Two of Wands? So at this kind of timeline split that I was talking about, we have the Four of Cups. So you were kind of like, okay, I'm not really happy with where I'm at. Like you're really kind of feeling your levels of discontent. And with the Knight of Wands here, or sorry, Knight of Cups here in reverse, it's like, I'm not really getting what I want. It's almost like there's a sense of feeling also sometimes, for some of you, this may have been like a form of rejection of what maybe for some of you, you were promised like a bonus or a raise or something to get better at work, or, something along those nature, I don't know. For some of you, this could be like relationship oriented, where like you thought something was going to get better and it's just not. And so you're kind of like at this timeline split of like, what do I do? What's this Page of Wands in reverse? Okay, the Chariot card. And the Two of Cups. So it's like there's kind of either delayed news around how to move forward together, how to move forward in a way that brings you and something else together. It could be someone else. It just could be like, I don't know, like it feels like you're looking for either a way out or a way forward. And that is getting delayed in some way. Like you're either not ready to announce it or it's not there yet to even be announced. What's this 10 of Cups? What's this 10 of Cups? Okay, the Lovers and the Two of Swords. Now, look, for some of you, like I said, for some of you, this is about your relationships, okay? Like really leaning into love or just relationships, companionship, friendship, love, like whatever it might be. And realizing, hey, like maybe I've been putting way too much focus in this area of life and not enough into this area of life. Whatever it is, it's an area that should be bringing you pleasure, should bring you joy. And you've had to really step back and reevaluate something. In the first half of January, it's going to be very clear, like you want to move forward with something. With the Lovers here, it could just be that you're making a decision. Okay, that you are ready to make a decision and it's tied to your dreams. It's tied to like your big hopes and wishes that are like forever, like happily ever after kind of forever. And you're moving forward. Like there's something that you see that you're like, okay, this is what I need to do. For others of you, this might actually be about someone else. And you saying yes to that and moving forward with it. What is this Hangman? What is this Hangman in reverse? Ooh, we have the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups in reverse. So there's something that you're seeing very differently in a brand new way that you've never seen before. When it comes to perhaps not being emotionally available to the things that bring you joy, to the things that you will actually like fill your cup up. And this is going to shift something dramatically for you, fire signs, because the Tower is right beside it. So whatever this perspective shift is, it's pretty fucking big. What's this Tower? Okay. We have the Judgment card and we have the Strength card in reverse. You're calling some kind of big shot. Like you're making an announcement, you're making a very big decision. This is something that, again, like I said, it feels very aligned with your spiritual path or your path of purpose, dharma. You may even feel like, oh my God, there's a part of you that's doing it, but there's also a part of you like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, this is crazy, right? With the Strength card here in reverse, like you need a lot of courage to do this. I don't know. It feels like an announcement for some of you. I don't know what that is though. So what's this Three of Cups? What's this Three of Cups in reverse? Oh, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and then the Seven of Pentacles upright. I don't know if you're breaking up with waiting, or like if you thought you could hold out longer. But it's like there's some kind of energy. It's like, like this isn't moving forward. This isn't what I want. Like I can't keep putting energy into this. This is going nowhere. And so there's almost like this energy, like there's people around you that aren't happy. Like maybe it's like they just expected you to stay the same, even though shit never changed. And it's like, no, like you're putting a stop to that in some way. What's the Nine of Swords? the Nine of Swords on the Nine of Swords. So there is definitely stress, okay, coming out of this. What else? Okay, but it's the Ace of Swords because you're creating a new reality for yourself. The Ace of Swords, again, is a decision. It's like when you make a decision, you're choosing to end one sense of reality to choose another, right? When I say yes to this, I'm saying no to that oftentimes. Not all the times, but oftentimes. And so there is a sense here of like, for some of you, this might also just come as like an idea. Like you're like, oh my God, I have this idea, but it's like, it's stressful. It's a little like unnerving. It's like, whoa. But even so, I feel like you've been thinking about this for a while. But again, because you have this big perception shift, I do feel like this is more about creating a new reality. What's this Hierophant? Okay, we have the Three of Swords. Never have I had the Three of Swords come up in so often in the readings as in today. But again, like we are literally going into a 1 year. We are breaking up with the past. We are breaking up with the old. Like we are starting something brand new. There is definitely going to be some kind of pain through that process. The Six of Pentacles. You know what you deserve, you know what you're worth, and you know what you're ready to receive. And so even though there's a bit of pain here, there's a sense of separation, you are still very spiritually grounded in what you know to be right and true for you. It's like there's something where you're like, this has been so unbalanced and so unfair. Like I'm finally going to balance it out. But it's also this like part of you that's like, I want to receive too. Like I want to get what's mine. And so there's this sense of like finally really kind of coming into alignment, but also agreement with what you've been kind of abandoning within yourself of what you deserve, right? With the Venus card here as your challenge. So, fire signs, interesting. You're going to be the Tower. You got to like come back and let me know how this unravels, later on in the month, because that's kind of crazy. So let me know. And again, as I mentioned before, Becoming the Medicine is kicking off in just over a week, January 7th, right after the Venus Sun Cazimi. It's a beautiful fucking energy to be starting this whole thing on. Like, I'm so excited about the astrology around this. So if you would like to join me for an 8-week online retreat of journeying, learning how to meet the medicine frequency, how to cultivate it, how to unlock more of your future timeline through meeting this frequency, how to use them, especially if you're a healer. Okay, this would be a very powerful experience and portal for you to enhance like the work that you're doing, to bring to your clients in the work that you do. So that's kicking off January 7th. And of course, my 3-day 180 retreat is 2 months away. And we're going to be doing some big stuff. Okay, so guys, I love you. Tomorrow is the podcast with Mary Ducina for the full moon in Cancer. And I'm going to try and get another video for you on the fire horse either tomorrow or Wednesday. Okay. So keep your eyes out for that one. And if you missed last week's podcast, it was all about my 2026 predictions. So go and listen to that if you're needing some material. Guys, I love you. Thanks so much. Don't forget to like the video, comment if you can, just to help the channel and the algorithms. And I love you guys. All right. Have a happy new year. Blessings to you all. May you all be blessed with an abundant gift that you've been waiting for, hoping for. May it land in your reality for 2026. I love you guys.